Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another video for Kamigami Battles. This is the 2 expansion packs for the Rise of the Old Gods base set. So you can definitely go check out that video if you want to see what's all in there. So these are 2 expansions. They're going to add 2 kind of more pantheons to the Cthulhu, Lovecraftian mythology, elder gods thing. We're gonna have the Stars Are Right, which I don't know exactly which. These might be the elder gods. So I think we had the elder things, we had the elder gods, I think we have the elder gods. And then the Dreamlands are some of the Dreamland creatures, which is another entire area of that thing. And I know some of them might not be 100% in those areas canonically, but they kind of just group them into like teams, just how they do this. Yeah, so both these expansions, you can pick them up, you can add them right into the base set. Mix and Match gives you more gods to play as, gives you, I think there's 1 brand new location in each one. So you get an extra location for each, otherwise it's 6 extra new gods to play through. Which is really fun that way if you want to play a new 6-player game, you have more cards. Each mini expansion here also comes with 1 brand new set of disciples. One has a disciple level 1, one has a disciple level 3. Which are also your starter cards, which are kind of fun. And they can just be swapped out between these stuff from the base game. And then you can also mix and match these with any other stuff from the Kamigami set. So it's really fun as well. So this is going to give you 2 extra little expansions. You pick up 1, pick up both, mix them with the elder god stuff, or go ahead and add them to one of the other things if you just like to pick them up. The only thing that's going to make these hard, just to immediately mix with some of the other stuff, is there are artifacts, which are a brand new card type, which are not in any of the other expansions other than the elder god stuff, old ones. So yeah, you can easily just not play as them and then just maybe take out any cards that specifically reference them. So it's not that big of a deal. Cool, so we're going to go ahead and hop into these. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're gonna start with the Stars Are Right, which has, I can probably zoom my camera down a little bit, but we're gonna start with our gods to begin with. And we're gonna start with Haster. Everyone knows Haster. Is this the god in yellow? Sure looks like it. So she has Act. Pay 1 energy, reduce the cost of yellow warriors by 1 until the end of this turn. And then React. When Haster is damaged, search your discard pile for a red warrior at the cost of 4 or less and put it into your hand. Ooh, that's kind of fun. So getting red and yellow cards working together. We have, and I'm going to butcher this name horribly, Goth Nagathoa. It's like a jellyfish type monster. Which says Act, pay 1 energy, remove 2 energy from any other god. Ooh, it's kind of nice. Rack, when a warrior disciple attacks you, Goth Noah, pay 2 energy. Banish the attacking warrior disciple at the beginning of the discard phase. Cool. So you can pay a lot of energy to do some other stuff, but you have to be cautious because it's also your life total. Father Dagon. Pay 1 energy to discard 1 artifact from your hand to gain faith equal to its cost. Ooh. So you can basically pick up an artifact somehow, and then you can just discard it to keep getting stuff. So I don't want to play it and use its ability. You can just discard it and gain stuff. Act. For the rest of this turn, all your blue warriors gain Act Attack 2. Of course, water guy's going to get some water effects. Zog Umaga. Banish, or Act. Banish 1 disciple from your hand to gain 2 faith. Oh, see, I like that because as the game goes on, early in the game it's not going to be super useful, but later on you can start banishing your level 1 disciples who normally get you 2 faith anyhow, or 1 faith anyhow. And you can use them to buy some stuff, but you also thin out your deck a bit. Act. Pay 1 energy, reduce the cost of blue warriors until the end of the turn by 1. And then we have Yogatha. Yeah, Yagatha, maybe. Act. Pay 1 energy, add 1 energy to your location. If it is destroyed, turn it over first. Ooh, so we get a card that lets us regenerate our location if we need to. And then react. When you are attacked, pay 1 energy. The attacker must discard 1 card from their hand, or the attack is cancelled. Oh, that's fun. So you have to decide if they're willing to sacrifice a card, which then means that they can't chain as many things. And our last one is we have Nyarlathotep, the Black Pharaoh. So we've had another one. So Nyarlathotep is multifaceted god, has different forms. This is just a different form of it. Act, pay 1 energy. With the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1 and put the rest on the top of your deck in any order. React, pay 1 copy of God's ability. Act ability is going to be used on your turn. You may activate this ability once per turn. Oh, that's neat. So it kind of gives you a catch-all for everything. Cool. Then we have our new location. We have Carcosa. These are night gaunts, I believe. I might be wrong on that. Rack, when you play a yellow warrior, add 1 energy here. You may activate this ability once per turn. Pay 2 energy from here to put 1 yellow warrior from the Hall of Heroes with a cost of 4 or less in your discard. Yeah, so you have pay 2 to get that, and then you can play a warrior to get your energy back. Neat. Yes, this is pretty cool. We get an extra location to play as. I think we've had stuff for like working with blue warriors, a couple with red, a few with blue, I think like 1 green. Nothing with white yet, though. Alright, let's jump into our regular deck cards. We are going to have 48 copies of a brand new Disciple Level 1 Witch. And if you ever want to know why we have so many, because if you're playing a 6-player game and each person gets 8, that's going to eat up a lot of your cards right there. And that's why they have so many, so you have enough to play them. So now if you pick up this expansion, you can swap this out for the Disciple from the base. Great Old Ones set if you want, which I don't have that set open here. It's the Cultist, which just gives you 1 faith, and it says you banish a warrior from your hand to gain 1 energy on your god or location. So that just kind of helps you do that. Or you could play this. And another neat thing you could do if you really wanted to, you could pick 1 of your Disciple 1s and 1 set of your Disciple 3s, make that your starting hand, and then have all the rest of the cards on the table. Or, if you really want to get really ambitious, shuffle, like take your Disciples and your level 1, 2, 3, from all your sets, you will mix and match them, shuffle them, and then even play them face down. They all cost the same amount, I believe, each pile. That way you don't know what ones you're getting, and it kind of makes the game a little bit more. Or keep them face up. When you buy one, you might have a different kind underneath, which would be kind of interesting as well. But anywho, she gets you +1 faith, which is what you need to start the game off. And then when you perform an agitation, reveal a second card and choose 1 for the result. Oh, so this would be really fun with any card. So whenever you go an agitation ability, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's whatever card it's asking for, it might ask for a warrior, a disciple, artifact, might ask for a colored card. Then you did use it, whatever its ability is. So that's pretty fun. We have a main card that reacts specifically to that. Alright, then we have our main warriors, who are 5 copies of each. So we have Amigos, who are 3 costs, and we're going to start with the reds. So attack 2, and then reveal the top card of the artifact deck. You may purchase it or banish it. Nice. Especially since lots of artifacts are 1 per, banishing is really effective on those. Our next one is the Abachi. 4 cost, act, attack 3. Any warrior disciple used for defense against the Bachi is reincarnated at the beginning of the disciple phase, which means it goes back to the warrior or disciple deck. Interesting, cool. The Hounds of Tingalos. 3 cost, reveal, remove 2 energy from the current player's location. So it's flipped up after someone purchases a card, they lose some energy, and then it's an attack of act of attack 4. So we're only going to get those 3 brand new ones. So when you are playing a new game, you have, generally if you're playing the full rules, you have 6 red cards. So basically we're going to get 3 here to swap out for 3 from the base set, although in the base set. It's kind of how they're going to work. Then for white, we have Herbert West, 3 cost. Banish 1 artifact from your hand. Take a warrior from the netherworld with a cost of 4 or less and put it into your discard pile. Act to draw 1 card. So these, this set, this theming Cthulhu set really has a lot of banishing stuff. So this is really nice to have a way to get some of these guys back. And then white lets you draw cards. Our other white card is Professor Peabody. 5 cost. Acting 1 energy from your location. Add 1 to a persistent artifact. Oh, that's fun, because there's some of them that either build up the energy or use it for having X number on there, or spend it, so it's kind of cool. Reincarnate 1 artifact from the netherworld. Cool. I can definitely see why these are the expansion, because they're playing more on using the artifacts a lot more. So if you already own the base game, plus this, you have a bunch of artifacts. Plus, they're playing with a lot more of the netherworld stuff, which is going to work more with the base game. In yellow, we have Charles Dexter Ward, 3 cost. You get 2 faith, and you may purchase 1 warrior from the netherworld as per the Hall of Heroes. So again, getting to play with that netherworld. We have our other yellow characters, Ingrid Zone, 2 cost. Remove 1 energy from your location, add it to your god. And then react, cancel 1 attack on warriors. Ooh, that's fun too, because lots of the locations have ways to just regenerate energy. And if you get him, you can just keep spending them and refilling your god's life. Or go closer to that 40. In blue, we have Lavinia Wheatley. So choose 2 warriors from your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. Choose 1 player to discard 1 random card from their hand if they have 4 more cards in their hand. Nice, so deck manipulation, of course. Choose warrior from your discard, shuffle in your deck, or choose a player to discard. Now, we only got 1 blue in this set. That's alright, though. And we got 1 green in this set. So we might make up for more in the next one. They also had to probably cut a couple of guys out because they had more of the disciples. But we have Abdul Alazard, which we saw his lamp as an artifact in the base game. 5 cost. Take 1 artifact from the netherworld and put it into your discard pile. React. Play 1 artifact from your discard pile if it can legally be played in the current chain. Ooh, that's fun. So you get a free artifact, and you can also get 1 first. Awesome. Then we are going to look at our artifacts. So we have some commons. Which means we have 5 copies. And nice, we got a common green because we didn't have a lot of greens in the last set. Bulletproof Vest. React. Increase the defense for a disciple by 1. And react. Cancel an ability on an artifact as it's being used. Nice, that's not bad. So you play it out and you get increase the defense, or you can cancel the ability. Then we have a common sacrificial knife. So again, we have 5 of these. Act plus 2 faith, which is interesting for red. Reincarnate this artifact at the beginning of a discard phase. Okay, cool. So basically you play it once and then it's gone. And then 1 copies of each of these. The Brain Cylinder. Act. Take 1 warrior from the netherworld and put it in your discard pile. Banish the artifact at the beginning of the discard phase. And then banish 1 warrior from the Hall of Heroes. So it's either a one-time getting a card back from the netherworld, or you can just banish a guy and use this potentially repeatedly. The Disc of Hades. React. At the beginning of the discard phase, reincarnate 1 warrior that attacked this turn. Oh, that's fun. The King in Yellow Playbook. Add 1 energy to this artifact. Perform agitation X times, where X is equal to the number of energy on this artifact. Gain 1 faith for each disciple revealed. Lose 1 energy from your god for each artifact revealed. So this is kind of a neat one. Again, because we had one like this in the base game, where basically the more energy you can put on this, the more powerful it's going to become. But the problem is, as soon as you get artifacts, bad stuff happens. And one of the easiest ways to get there's other artifacts that you put energy on other artifacts. That's one of the easiest way to do it. So definitely one cool card to team up with this is our brand new witch. When you perform agitation, reveal a second card. So performing agitation X times, you gain. So I'm not. I would say how this would work is if you react with this. So let's say if you have 5 energy, I would say you reveal a 6th one. Just basically that'd be your extra card, reveal 1 extra card. And then you could choose not to use one. So you can always get rid of one of those artifacts if you have multiple. And then one of the last guys we just saw, right here in yellow, we have, oh, not that one. It was, I thought we had, right here. Progressive P-Buy, remove 1 energy from location, add 1 to a persistent artifact. So this would be a great way to be able to add more energy to this without adding more artifacts. So basically you could get him out, get a couple of him or whatever, and keep playing this without having to buy more artifacts to have to worry about losing your life. So that's pretty cool. And then our last artifact is Space Mead, everyone's favorite drink. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck. And then react. If your warrior is banished, put it in your discard pile instead. So that's a nice way to protect your banishing characters. Alright, so that's the stars. Alright, so that's some pretty fun stuff there. We're also going to get our randomizer deck, so if you want to randomize any of those, and then all of our, of course, deck dividers. I do also like that the deck dividers come in a different color. So for like, I haven't gotten into it, for the next set, we'll have our randomizers and our deck dividers. So we get like one's blue, one's this, the other color's green. I don't know if the ones from all the other sets are all going to be different colors, but it does also kind of like the little Pantheon thing up there too. But it does help you separate them a little bit quicker to know what set they're from. So that is pretty cool there. Alright, we are going to just hop right into the Dreamlands. Pun intended. So yeah, we'll see what kind of fun, interesting new stuff we get in there. So we're going to go ahead and hop into our brand new gods. We're going to have... We have Hyreg Ryons. So he has it. Maybe it's an it rather than a he. Attack. Pay 1 energy. Discard 1 red warrior from your hand. Remove 1 energy from any location or god. Act. Next warrior you play this turn may only be defended against by warriors. Oh, so you can use abilities, or if you have a disciple. So that's pretty fun as well. To have a way to shut that stuff down. And again, we need more cards. It's nice to have more different gods that sometimes interact with different abilities. We have Karakal. It's like maybe a like Phoenixy type god or fire god. Act. Pay 2 energy. All disciple ones gain Act 1 attack until the end of this turn. Oh, and that's crazy, right? Because technically you start with 8. So if you played this, and you just decide to attack, you could do 8 potentially, I guess not 8 damage. You have 5 cards in your hand. You could probably do 5 damage. But your opponent would have to block each one individually. It's not like it all gangs up and there's 5 damage. So that's pretty crazy. And then Act 1, banish 1 Disciple 3 from your hand to gain 3 faith. Neat. A way if you want to get rid of that Disciple 3. Lots of Disciple 3s usually have some sort of like big sacrificing ability anyhow, so that's pretty cool. Laban. Act. If you did not attack last turn, add 1 energy to Laban. Nice. React. Pay 1 energy during an attack. White warriors gain react defense 2 against this attack. Nice. I like that. So you have someone that plays with white finally, if you like white cards. Nath Hornath. He has a lion behind him. Definitely a jungle god. Act. Pay 1 energy. Add 2 attack to the next warrior you play this turn with the act attack, and then react. If your warrior does 2 or more damage to a god or location, add 1 energy to this. Ooh, that's a good way it teams up with itself. So as long as you can at least do that 2 additional damage, you gain your energy right back. Orkranos. That is a very eyed being. Add one energy to an opponent's god. Reduce the cost of all water warriors by 1 this turn. Interesting. Rack, when you are attacking one attack from or energy from the attacker's location. Ooh, so you're basically going to be potentially boosting up your opponent's god a little bit. Hopefully you can just buy more warriors and be able to do some extra, use them to utilize to do some more damage eventually. But you can also hopefully shut down their location. So they might not attack you for that reason. You might be able to make friends. And our last brand new god is Nyarlathotep, our third one, the Crawling Mist. We have 3 different versions of this guy. It'd be only cool if we have a 4th one. Then if you're playing a 4-player game, each person could have one. Discard 1 warrior from your hand. Choose 1 player to discard 1 card of their choice from their hand if they have 4 or more cards in their hand. And then react, pay 1 energy to cancel an act ability on a warrior or disciple. Nice, so we have multiple ways of canceling. Cool. Then our brand new location is Kadath in the Dreamlands. So both of these add a moon ability, which is kind of interesting. It's only going to be useful by certain characters. React, when an opposing god gains energy, add 1 energy here. You may activate this ability once per turn. Alright. And then pay 2 energy here. When this is attacked, change the card to another location, including the attacker's location. Alright. So this is not going to feed back into itself as often. But I kind of did it because it's pretty darn powerful. To constantly redo attacks. Because it also doesn't say it's a once per turn. So if you did a bunch of energy on this, you could use this 2 or 3 times during a turn. Alright. Then we have our 12 Disciple 3s. So yeah, from the previous one we have some 1s, and now we have some 3s. So you can replace 1 of each, which is really cool. What did I do here? I stacked that on the wrong deck. Alright, so he has banish 1 disciple from your hand to gain 2 energy, faith, or rack defensive 2. So neat. So if you want some extra defense, or if you just, again, later on in the game, you can start banishing your smaller disciples, which is always really fun. Alright, our first warrior in red. If the spell is the same cycle, we'll have 3 of each, but 3 and then 2 and 2, but some might only have 1. We have the Night Gaunts, which are 2 cost. Attack 2. If your god has a Moon Spear, add 2 to this attack. So that's pretty good. How many guys have it? 1, 2 in this set, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in this second set. So 6 out of these, I think, what, 12 characters? Yeah, so 6, so half of them. So probably about the same between the other box set as well. So that's actually pretty good. Pretty decent. We have a Gug, who's a 6 cost character. Says attack 4. Any cards used for defense against Gug are banished at the beginning of their discard phase. The Holes, we have Reveal. Remove 1 energy from the active player's location. If it is destroyed, they choose another location to lose 1 energy. And then attack 3. If the card is a guy with the Life Sphere, add 1 to the attack. Ooh, I like this. I like that we're playing around with the spheres. Because that's a big thing. They made, like, here's spheres and it matches up the location. I guess it kind of ties some of the locations to what character they might go with. But it's sort of also a weird mechanic. Why not just let any character play with any location? But then we start doing this and adds extra reasons to maybe play or to not play certain guys. So if nobody has life, if nobody has life, you could probably just take this guy out. Because he's going to be completely useless. Or mostly useless. Not completely, because he does have another ability. But yeah, that'd be kind of neat. So we have 4 Red Warriors. We also have Haragrim, who says attack 4 and defense 3. Pretty straightforward, but nice. We have 1 white guy. 5 copies, but we have 1 white character. We have Randolph Carter, 3 cost warrior. Take 1 red warrior from your discard pile and place it on top of your deck. and act draw a card. That's super helpful. Oh, I just bashed my camera. For yellow, we only have one character in yellow. We have Nashed and Coming Thaw. So we have 5. Pay 2 energy from your location, add 2 to any god. Any god, interesting. So if you this might be cool if you're playing team, you can help your teammate out. Defense 2, if the attacker has a cost of 4 or more, banish at the beginning of the discard phase. Neat. So for blue, we have 1 brand new blue. We have Minions of Kamigami. Actually, like, top 2 cards of any player's deck reveal or leave 1 card on top with the others in that player's discard. And then cancel the ability of a blue card as it is being used. Neat, so you can cancel the other blue cards. We have, in green, we have the Cats of Ulthar. Reincarnate 1 warrior from the Netherworld. Ooh, neat, so you can bring a guy back. They just go back to the main deck, but at least it's a way to potentially get them back. Or to pull a card out of the Netherworld so somebody else can't get it. If this is banished, reincarnate instead. Remove 1 energy from the god of the player who banished it. Ooh, so they're going to basically punish you for banishing their cat. Interesting. Or you could sack it yourself, as well. Then we have another green. We have the Moon Beast, which we need some more green cards, so that's nothing wrong with that. Reveal, add 1 energy to any god that has the Moon Spirit. Discard 1 red warrior from your hand to gain 2 energy. Cool. So those are all our cool new warriors. Really neat. Alright, now let's look at some artifacts. We have a common one. I think we're going to have almost a common in every color, which is probably a good idea. But we have the Silver Key. Which says, draw 1 card, replace your location with an unchosen location following the normal restrictions. Put 5 energy on it. Banish the artifact at the beginning of the discard phase. Neat. That's really cool. Be able to pull a card from outside the game to one of your locations. And then also the fact that it could be dead, and then now you can just get a new one. That's 5 energy and just basically start over. That's cool. Our other common is another white. So I don't think we got a... What did we get in this last one? We got green. I think we got a green and a red. I think we got a red and a blue. So I don't think we got a yellow one, I want to say. Papyrus of Karnak. Draw 1 card or act. If you're attacking an opponent's location this turn, they cannot play defense cards unless they first pay 1 from their location. Ooh. Interesting. And our single copies of our artifacts, we have the Book of Black Stones. Add 1 energy to this artifact. An act of the next warrior you play this game has the attack ability. That card gains 1 attack for each energy on this artifact. Nice. So just if you add more to this, it gets more powerful. The Idol of Balkrug. Add 1 energy to this artifact. Remove 5 from this artifact. Remove all energy from any location and destroy it. Banish the artifact at the beginning of the discard. Ooh, so basically you can save up every turn. You can do this and on a 6th turn, people are going to have to worry about losing their location. The Luke of Unai. Put 1 artifact from your discard pile on top of your deck. React. Pay 1 energy from your location. Cancel 1 warrior or disciple's act ability as it is being used. Nice. So search your artifact or you can get rid of an ability. And then the final card is the Monolith of Ib. Persistent act. During your discard phase, you may keep 1 card in your hand instead of discard it. Oh, that is a fun ability. Because then you can kind of like, oh, I got like I don't have enough attack really to do something. I don't have enough energy or faith. You might not waste it on that. So that's pretty cool. Cool. So that is all of that. So then we did have, I just want to pop up these big cards here really quick. Just showing off the other expansions. We have the 2 big base games, which have 2 Pantheons each, and then we have 4 smaller ones, each with their own Pantheon. So that's, 8 brand new Pantheons you could play as. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8 new ones plus the 4 that you could get here. So it's 12 different Pantheons. Not to mention, there's also some promo cards as well that you can get. And then they also have a little rule card on the back for combining expansions, which is really fun. So the last thing I did want to look at really quick is just storage in the box. So I'm going to pause for a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I just did want to kind of show up a little bit of the storage for this game. So once you buy the little base games, they just have a box like this, has 2 little things. You can definitely put everything back in there. But once you have the core or the base set for each thing, so it's kind of like they released the first base game, and there was 2 expansions, and the second with the other 2, and you can mix and match, however. But this is kind of how everything can get stored. So we have all of our oversized God and location cards here. We have all of our energy tokens in there. And then we have all of our decks. We have our randomizers, and we have our disciples here. So as you can see, this is very tight. Now, here's one of the downsides, is this kind of angles down here and kind of pushes out. There's really nothing, if I tip this box over, from keeping some of these cards from possibly sliding over that way. The other thing you can do is you can always pull all your artifacts out of here. And you could probably drop all the artifacts into... I just randomly grab them all. Drop them in with the randomizers over here. I don't know where the rest of them went. They're here somewhere. There they are. See, they're all right next to each other. There wasn't that many. So you can even do that. You could put all your artifacts together in there. Put these. You can always pull like one of these guys out, stick them in there. I just want to just also point this out. You know, like lots of people like me, I love to sleeve all my cards. There's plenty of room in here to sleeve. Plenty of room probably in here to sleeve. They do give you enough room, I believe, left and right if you're using pretty good sleeves. So if I grab like a regular standard sleeve it in there. So this is not like high quality sleeve, but it's better than a penny sleeve. They'll all still fit in there very nicely. They'll fit in here. So yeah, all sleeve cards will work in there, which is always a nice thing that the box includes that. The issue we come in with is the dividers. So I'm just going to pop these out for a sec. So here's the divider trying to go in here. So even if I put it in this little groove in there, it kind of fits in there, but they're almost, like, I get that they're going to be in there tight, which is maybe kind of the thing, but if you look at the bottom down there, they're all bowing because they're not really designed super great to fit in this box. And obviously they don't stand up. So I don't think they were really meant to be for this box, or they just designed this pretty poorly for that. And then, you know, so that's just something to point out, is that if you are, I'm just going to drop those guys on top for now, but yeah, then you can throw your rule book up on top. But yeah, so if you're putting everything, you can at least fit everything into one of the core boxes, and you could have all 3 games if you have all 3 main expansions, plus the 3 base sets. You get them all into 3 separate boxes, or eventually find your own storage for each one. You also probably don't need all the energy for all 3 games once you have them, unless, again, you have like a special storage, you have little extra cups or like containers for holders. Then you could always have them sorted out by, like, have them like 2 different cups or something, and be like, so side A and side B have their own, so they don't have to fight for them. There's no divider, though, for the gods or the locations, unfortunately. So, yeah, if you find a different storage box, if it's just regular-sized cards, easy enough to throw them in, like, a regular deck box or long box, something like that. But having the oversized cards becomes harder to do. I'll see if I find any solution that I find works really well after I get all the different games, all the different expansions, and kind of show them off together. I will definitely do a video on that. Otherwise, yeah, check out all the rest of the Kamigami battles. Anything else you guys would like to see or have me check out, let me know. See you guys later. Bye.